Hi guys, it's Barbara from My Redo. I'm coming to you again from my car as I leave the parking garage. Never fails, somebody always wants to zip around the corner there. I'm coming to you with my update, and this would be a combo of week 26 and month 6 because today is Tuesday, June 4th, which is exactly 26 weeks and exactly 6 months. So, my update is not a happy one for me. I'm not impressed, thrilled, or pleased at all with the way this month went. I'm very upset that I had those 2 weeks of nothing, and then this week being the 4th week since my last good loss should have been, based on pattern, a good loss, and it was not. Maybe it's because my cycle hasn't come yet and I would expect it to be here by now, so maybe there's some water retention going on. I don't know, but it's not making me feel any better. So what it is last week I came to you, I believe I was 187.4, and this morning I am 184.3. That is a 3.1 loss for the week. However, for the month, last month I was, I can't remember, 188 point something, and so my month loss is 4.4. So the majority for the month was this past week, which really sucks. I'm sorry, to me it does. It's ridiculous that only 1 week out of this whole month did I actually have any kind of proper loss. I mean, 4 weeks ago when I had a pretty good loss, half of that was towards last month and half was towards this month because the month fell in between the weeks. So, well, not even half, only like a pound. So, not a good month. And I can't pinpoint true problems. I can't pinpoint that I've gone over any crazy amount of calories. I can't say that I haven't exercised. I can say I've had small treats, but I kid you not, even with my small treats, I'm not hitting 800 calories. Most of the days I'm down below that. I pretty much get my protein in for the most part. I mean, there's days I don't quite reach 60 grams, but never in my life have I ever reached 60 grams, I don't think. So I'm not overly concerned about that. I have my muscle mass is improving. My fat mass is going down. My fat is 2% less this month than last month. So my total overalls since surgery, 57.3. Since my pre-op diet, 65.7. And if you want to count overall back to 2010, then it's, I think 85 or 86. I can't read what I wrote. It's a little scribbly. 86.7 maybe. So my monthly average now is 9.6. So it's now under 10 pounds a month. My weekly average is 2.2. And my inches this month, I lost only a total of 5.5 inches, and that's if I count quarter inches. I'm not totally up to being okay with counting quarter inches because a lot of times, really? You're that much more important than me? That sometimes a quarter inch, it could really just be, did I hold the tape measure tighter this time, or did I hold it in exactly the right spot as before? So quarter inches don't overly throw me, but notably I lost an inch in my hips and a half inch in each thigh. So overall total about 5.5 inches. Overall total since my first measurements back in November, it comes to about 55 total inches, most of which are in my hips and waist. That's really my update there. Just not happy, not excited, nothing special. My goal, I forgot to I'll try to take a picture and post it on Instagram. How did I do on my goal? There were days I did not reach my 100% for my goal for May. So I'm going to have the same goal for June, is to try to hit 100% of my activity goal through my Polar for the for the whole month of June. I went to the orthopedic doctor yesterday, and my shoulder seems to be fine. He says he still thinks I don't need physical therapy, and I agree. And he says it's okay for me to go back to my weightlifting. He said just ease back in slowly, so I did. So I am. I did a little bit yesterday. I should do more tomorrow. Monday, Wednesday, Friday would be my plans right now for weightlifting. So Tuesday, Thursday, and on the weekends will be what I consider long distance runs, or jog runs, walks, whatever, where I go for an hour to an hour and a half on the treadmill. Whereas on the days I do weights, I'll probably only do 30 to 45 minutes. And however far I get is however far I get at the slow pace I'm going these days. So when I say long distance, don't think I mean like 20 miles like Lil Kansas Kitty does. I told her I am nowhere near up to her level. No. Will I ever be? Probably not. Highly doubt it. Don't plan to be. I probably have too many injuries in my body to be able to tolerate that. But if I can get to, say, doing back between 4 to 8 miles at a time, I'll be happy. But for now, I'm at, as a combo of walking and jogging, I do between 3.5. I'm going to see if I can't try to increase that to 4 with, more and more jogging. I'm just going to keep striving for that. I'll go this weekend to get my blood work done, because a week from Friday I go see my surgeon for my 6-month visit. I'm worried about that because I did not get down. By next Friday I won't be down to 170, and that's where I believe I was expected to be by my visit with them, between 170 and 175, and sitting here at 184.3. I highly doubt I'm going to get down to 175 by a week from Friday, because that would mean losing 10 pounds in 2 weeks, which doesn't seem to happen for me, and plus I'm 6 months out, so it's just not going to happen for me. Water, I do really good on my water. I saw somebody posted on Instagram something called Liquicell. It's like you get something like 16 grams of protein in a 1 ounce serving. So there was, I think, 5 flavors. I bought a sample pack of one of each flavor. I haven't tried them yet. I put them in the fridge so they get cold, because I can't drink nothing if it's not cold. And I'm going to give those a try. She was showing off the lemonade one or lemon one that she had. I can't remember all the flavors. There was a lemon, I think a watermelon, and darn it, I can't remember the other ones. But I plan to taste those, and I will share either in both. I'll share here and on YouTube, not on YouTube, this is YouTube, here and on Instagram, what I think of them. But don't necessarily go by what I say, because I tend to have different tastes than a lot of people. I have very, I would say, limited taste when it comes to food and drink. I made some chicken and broccoli Alfredo last night. That'll be probably my dinner for the next few nights. I did eat some Taco Bell yesterday. I ate the chicken and cheese out of a quesadilla, and the meat and cheese off of some nachos, and just a couple of the chips. I don't really get into those too much. Dottie, if you happen to be watching this, I just want to say I'm so sorry you were having a rough day the other day. I did watch your video, but I did not get to comment. I want you to know I've been there. After my divorce, it was very hard. It was very painful for a little while, but I went through 2 divorces, and I learned after the second one that I had to learn to be okay just being me. And there's those days you feel lonely and you want a companion, but there was a lot of happiness in listening to what people told me about learning to be okay with just me. To not let my happiness to be dictated on whether or not I was with somebody. And it really made a world of difference for me. I got to the point where I was able to do things on my own and go places and not feel like I had to have somebody with me. There's things I won't do alone now, not because I want a partner, but because they just don't feel like one person things to me. So it's something I'd rather do with a friend or family member or a partner, whatever. But they're just things I don't think are one person deals. But other than that, I really got to finally feel content. And then once you know it, right after I got content and I was making all these plans, all of a sudden I met the guy I'm married to now. Now, I'm not saying get content so you can meet somebody, because I don't know if that'll happen. I wasn't expecting it. I even went back to my maiden name because I was not expecting to get with anybody. And lo and behold, a couple years later, I'm changing my name again, right? So there's a lot of hassle, stress, and expense in dealing with name changes. And but I just want you to know, sweetie, I've been there, and I know it hurts and it takes a long time, but you are doing so wonderful. You get out there and you're out there bike riding and you're walking and you've got your job now, and just keep moving forward and trust. Just trust and have your faith and keep and just know things are gonna be okay. There is a light at the other end of the tunnel. There really is. Even if you cannot see it yet, I promise you it's there. Mitchell, thank you so much for your kind words on my last video. I did see yours. I did not get to comment again, but I think you're doing a wonderful job, and I think you just keep on going. I know it's slow for you and small losses, and I know you're really wanting to get to Wonderland. You will. You just keep it up, and you'll get there. And you and me will be frustrated together and keep pushing each other on. How about that? And I'm trying to remember, there were some other videos I saw that I wanted to say something to. I used to be able to do like a video response, and I don't know if YouTube still does that, where you can respond to somebody with a video and then it kind of links them and they know you responded. Sometimes it's just easier to say things than to type them in a comment. News on the home front. Let's see, the boy is just being the boy still, and that's just going to be stress for a time to come. The husband, we're doing really good. We're having fun together. And Saturday, I got a new little kitty cat, and I believe I posted on Instagram. Some of you guys got to see that, and he's just the sweetest little darling. And he likes me, and he likes to sit with me and get lay on me and go to sleep and play. And my little dog, my big baby, my dog David is a big baby. He's 14 and a half pounds. He's a miniature schnauzer, and he's a very social, very loving, very people person, animal person kind of dog. He loves playing with other animals. He loves being around people. When he loves meeting new people, when new people or animals come around, he gets all shaky and whiny because he wants to just go be friends. And so I was at the vet on Saturday to get him his shots, get him all updated and stuff. And in the vet, they had 2 cages with some kitties in them. One had 2 kitties and one had 3 kitties. Well, that's a pretty car. Anyway, one of them was just so super social, and I fell in love, and I begged my husband, oh, please let me have this kitty, because my husband I've been asking since I met him. I've been planning to get a cat, and he's no, I don't want a cat, and I want a cat. And so we've been going back and forth over the years, and I saw this, and he finally caved, and he's like, well, since you really want it, but I ain't taking care of it. So I got a kitty on Saturday, and I was so happy. And my dog, I brought him in a room, and the two of them, to make sure they acclimate and see each other and make sure they'll play together or whatever. And my dog was more than happy to play right there, and the kitty was kind of running from it a little bit because he didn't know anything. He's never not been around dogs really. And so I decided to take him home, and let's see, he's only 11 weeks old, so in a couple months or so, 11 weeks old, 12 weeks is 3 months, so yeah, between 1 and 3 months from now, I'll be taking him back to get him neutered. That's part of the adoption fee, and I think that's the right thing to do. I do not plan to get him declawed. I've never declawed a cat. I've had cats most of my life. Growing up, we had cats. I had cats when I was on my own and single. David is the only dog I've ever had. I like dogs, but I never wanted the work that's involved in a dog. But my son was super allergic to cats. And after years and years and years of allergy shots, he finally got to where he could be around certain kinds of dogs, but he still couldn't deal around cats. So I got the miniature schnauzer, and it was going to be his little sport dog. Well, it didn't work out that way. It ended up being my dog. And that's okay. I love him to death. I really, really do. But I convinced my husband, I said, we don't need to take him with us on weekend trips. We don't have to bathe him. We don't have to walk him. It's a whole lot less maintenance when it comes to a cat. Take care of the litter. Every now and then, if they get nasty, you give them a bath, but for the most part, cats clean themselves and you don't gotta worry about them. And unless we go away for a week, we don't even have to worry about food and water. I've always been able to leave enough food and water, for the weekend. Cat's been fine. If I leave for a week, I have somebody go check on them once or twice during the week, and they're fine. So I like that. But he really is such a little sweetie. Well, I take him home, and my dog was okay till I brought the cat in the house. And I'm sitting there holding the cat as I walk in the house, and my dog starts whining like a little baby, just whining. And I'm like, what is your problem? So, of course, my dog, when I come home, he always gets lifted and gives me a hug. And so I do that. I make sure I'm paying attention to him. When I sat down, he sits on my lap. The kitty's in my lap. And it's just so funny because he usually sits in my lap, my actual legs down by my ankles, because when I'm up in the recliner, and I had the kitty up by my chest. Well, my dog came and threw himself on me here and bent over backwards and was looking up at me with his head kind of backwards like that, and whining at me while I'm petting him because I have this cat in the way, and he wants me to put the cat down to pay only attention to him. And it's the funniest thing. It's kind of like when you have a toddler and you bring home a new baby, and the toddler is not happy to share time with the new baby. So it's really funny. Now, and then my dog will play with him. When I put him on the floor, they play together, chase each other. Things are pretty cool. And everything's fine till I pick the cat up again. And then here comes the whining. Well, the other day, my dog sat on one side of the couch on one of the blankets I had on there. And my kitty was in my arm. And when my dog realized I had picked up the kitty and sat down with it, you could see him he went from laying down flat to he picked up his head and peeked over. He was sitting there peeking over the high end of the blanket and just sort of peeking. It was so funny. And then yesterday, I guess the kitty they told me when I got him to the vet, and they gave me some antibiotics for him because he's got a little bit of diarrhea right now. And so he got kind of icky, and I went and bought some kitten shampoo, and I gave him a little bath yesterday and wrapped him up in a towel, took him upstairs, was drying him off, and then was brushing him with a brush I bought, because I plan to brush him off and to try to keep the cat hair down. And my dog does not like to be brushed, and he should be brushed pretty regularly, but he just doesn't like it. He fights it. He doesn't allow it, so I don't really press it and do it. And he doesn't shed. I have to go get him groomed because he has hair that grows. Well, he saw me brushing the kitty cat, and I had my feet up in a recliner. He came and jumped up on the recliner between my knees, sat there looking at me, and whining a little bit. And when I finished with the cat and let him go, he scooched up a little closer and let me brush him. I ended up brushing him. That about made me die laughing, because my dog, who hates brushing, will now let me brush him because I brushed the kitty cat, and he does not want the kitty cat to get anything he don't get. And it's so funny how much like us animals are. That little bit of jealousy, that little bit of worry about I'm not going to love him no more, I totally do. And I've been giving him every bit of attention I gave him before. Probably a little extra, because I'm trying to make him feel and let him know that I do still love him to death. So anyway, it's a nice new little addition to our family. His name was Quill. He came from the vet with the name Quill, and my husband decided he don't like that name, and so he changed it to Tiger. So for all of you who I posted Meet Quill, never mind, it's Meet Tiger. So a little bit of happiness over the weekend, even though my weight sucks. And I guess that's it. I'll let you guys know what I think about that Liquicell stuff. And I don't really have anything else for you. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. Take care. Thanks again for all your support. Looking forward to seeing your videos. Bye, guys.